Sweet, sweet water. Hello, Nova. How you doing? How is you? Oh hey, did the Devil's lose yet again? Just lovely. 6-4 they were up 4-1 at one. It's not delivery, unfortunately. Because DiGiorno, to be honest, I've never liked. There we go. I'm playing the game in full screen, so now I need to use my phone for chat, which is upsetting. Twitch's dashboard still won't let me rotate into landscape instead of portrait. Other way around. What do you expect when you get DiGiorno? Alright, bitrate's a little low. Hopefully that does not stay that way. Huh, that's unusual. Maybe it's a change with the way they do the dough. I know minuscule changes in recipe can make cooking annoying. How's the audio balance, by the way? I will be doing Factorio's music mostly, so this music is just for the intro, really. Alright. Yeah, it's a different scene, so I had to redo all my filters and audio balancing. I just wanted to make sure it was good. Okay. I'll be honest, that particular one is a little bit repetitive. By the way, new scene. I switched away from the other one because I realized it was blocking the hotbar. So the music's actually on. Alright. So this is yet another new world. This is what it looks like. I went with max richness and I made vein sizes slightly larger. So this is what I have so far. A lot of what I'm doing is actually, I can directly attribute it to Catherine of Sky because I've been watching a lot of her playthroughs and, well, it's just to make myself slightly less shit at the game, honestly. Like that. Control right-clicking to split my stack and quick insert it. Control left-click to quickly grab stacks. This is what I have so far in this file. In terms of research, that's not research. Which one's research? Which hotkey is research? There it is. I've just got automation, electronics, fast inserters going, and logistics. I've just got some very basic automation going at the moment. Good coal production. and not nearly enough iron or copper for what I've got planned. I've got these running down here. Eventually, once we get down this way, I'm going to run it through 4 lanes through a balancer, because I plan on having a ton of stuff going through here. Like, I think I have something like 12 miners on that iron, and I want, like, something like 26 for what I've got planned over here. Anyway, goes through here into a splitter, and this belt just goes in opposite directions. And there we go. As you can tell, the iron, there's just not enough iron being put in to use all these furnaces, but these arrays are actually from Catherine the Sky's blueprint book. And I didn't mind using the blueprints because I had something similar to this, I just did not have an efficient feeding system. Like, if I was using my old smelting arrays, all of these furnaces would get used, but the iron is getting split so evenly that it's just, you know... The iron's also coming in from very far away. If I had fast belts, I'd probably wind up using more of these just because of how much would get put in. And I want to wait until daytime so you can actually see. Just throw some lights in here. I know, heresy, I'm handcrafting stuff. Throw in some lights here. I also need to... Did I ever... Oh yeah, I need to, I still need to, can't speak English. Finish the boiler array. There we go. As you can tell, none of this is hooked up to electricity yet because I wanted to wait. I wanted to get this set up before the stream, which is why the stream is a little delayed today. I mean, granted, I did have the original start time at 6 o'clock, so I don't think I can be faulted too much for that. There we go. And there it goes. I was gonna say, these are going the right way, right? Okay, thank goodness. There we are. Let me just plop down some chests real quick. Because I don't want these things really going into any automation just yet, because I want to set it up first. There we go. Kind of like what I've got going there, just so I have a stockpile of iron and stuff. Speaking of stockpile, I've got some ore I don't need. Okay, there we go. Could figure out how to get that out of my inventory. So I do have a very slow, manual-fed but automatic craft array for red science. Speaking of manually feeding, just want to make sure these are still good. Let me grab those belts. And those. Oh, that's out of copper. Not anymore, it's not. So I think one of the first things I want to get automated is green chips. Because you need them for inserters, and basically everything in the game. I want to get 2 arrays, and I'm going to be using this array. This is another one. I can't remember who she got it from, but I saw it in Catherine the Sky's Let's Play. Q here. I'm not sure why it has 3 lanes of copper going into it, but oh well. Oof, lack of D&D. Anyway, this is something I figured out on my own. You need 3 assemblers of wire for every 2 circuits. I actually figured that out on my own, and I'm, like, stupidly happy about it. So basically the way it is copper will come in from these ends, and iron will come in from these ends. And apparently this was something that was bus-fed for her, but I'm probably not going to do something like that. If I do something, it's going to be probably copper being split off from a main assembly, and iron being split off from a main assembly like that, and split back out of the main assembly. So that way... So, the way I'm thinking about it is when I get my iron through the assembly, it's probably going to do something like this. And the copper is probably going to do something like this. And I'm going to split it off. Like, I'm going to... Obviously, that can't be too close if I use a splitter. I need more splitters so I can actually show this. This is a little bit away since I'm not to this point yet. But I'm going to split the copper off there. And send it over to this side. Like so. And the iron will come in, say, like there. And it'll be probably just do some, like one of those. And it'll get fed in like that. I can grab a splitter. And then, oops, too far. Like this. And if I do it that way, I don't even need to use the undergrounds that are here. And then what doesn't get used will probably go this way. And then the iron, the copper, my power poles are in the way. I know there's probably a way more efficient way to do this, but I'm not doing it because I'm lazy. There. So this is basically my idea, without using a ton of undergrounds and splitters. Is basically, I'll have, like, say, iron and copper there. Say, down this way. Say that's iron, and imagine there's a space there, like a two-gap space. Yeah. Alright, so... assume there are actually 2 lanes and there's more room. I'm gonna have, like, copper and iron split off like that. The main lines will continue. This would have to split... the copper would go... would split off a little higher, so that way I wouldn't need to use a ton of undergrounds. There we go. So that's the way it would basically work from the line. The copper line, imagine it's like 4 wide and this is the edge of it. And then the iron line, imagine this is the very edge of the iron line. And it would pull iron and copper in from the line and feed it through all of this. Now, the only problem with this is I need a way to... You know what, the underground would probably be a good idea because I need a way to get these circuits out, now that I'm thinking about it. So, iron goes in there. And then circuits come out there. Oops. Forgot, I'm not following her blueprint exactly. Alright, so then the circuits will, like, say, just meet in the middle here. And what I think I might do is I might just make this... Is 4 assemblers of circuits... Yeah, 4 assemblers of circuits should be enough. I hope it's enough. Anyway, it would do something like this, except it would go underground here. And just imagine for a second that copper line's not there, and then they would go onto this line. And then, through a combination of undergrounds, they get put onto a main line. So that's basically my idea here. Now I have to actually take all this apart, because this is not actually where it's going to go. But that's the idea I'm using. I don't want to completely go, you know, from a blueprint that someone else made. Plus I can actually reuse all of this stuff, so... rid of all this. It's going to take a while. That's one of the reasons why I did not actually put in the assemblers. I just wanted to show you the ideas I had for the rails. I do think I want to get some kind of quickie circuit automator before too long. Did not think about this one. Yeah, this is taking a lot longer to pull apart than I thought it would. There we go. Alright, so let's see what we got here. More of those, more of these. Oh, I'm just going to take this science out, split it. There we go. Because this was making science extremely slowly. Oh, geez. Oh, damn it. How did you rotate the quick bar again? I'll do it manually. Why not? Yeah, I can kind of see the appeal of spaghetti. I do like how organized a bus is, but... Which reminds me, if I go ahead and quickly save it, I want to show you some of the other factories I've been working on. So this is, I think, the first one I did after the stream before. It just... there we go. Alright, this is all radar, so I don't need to actually move around. Full steam array, radars. I started solar power, but Lots of coal, spaghettiing around. I've got landfills being made. This is just brick production, and I don't have anything automated like the steel furnaces like I really should. Lots of copper being fed in a very badly balanced way into this, and lots of iron. Some of it's getting pulled off for steel, which I know steel should really have its own line. And steel is just, you know, being stored here. I don't know why I decided it was a good idea to make wires and send them on belts like this, but I did. I got a lot of gears being made. This is just a very basic green science setup. If I was smart, I would have made the circuits off-site. So that way I wouldn't have this spot here. Would have just saved space. And I probably would have had the belts made off-site as well. Shift number, okay. Hey, Viking Simon, how you doing? Evening? Is it evening? Yeah, it's about 5 o'clock, it's evening. And then, obviously, 25 labs being fed by that. It's very basic. And then I got bored of it and went to this one. This one's a little bit better, and I actually took the time to turn all these... Actually, this is my... Is that my most recent one? That's my second most recent one. 10:45. My guess would be 6 hours ahead. Germany, Denmark, Sweden, somewhere around there. Anyway, what do I got here? Just a ton of stuffs, all with fast belts, using splitters. This is a little bit more advanced than that last one I showed you. Again, I don't have the steel being automated for anything, which is a mistake. Norway, okay. I wasn't too far away. These are my old daisy chains for coal. You can tell everything's sort of spaghettied around and not really planned out. One thing I did do, though, all this iron, I actually have a redundancy, and I started making a bus here, and then I realized I should have made the bus a lot earlier. Anyway, I actually have this filter to actually pull copper from this line out and back out over this way into the bus. Like, if I had made the bus, I wouldn't need that, this would just be an N, but I had to actually filter this out and filter that out. Yeah, I mean, this is my second stream of Factorio. I played Factorio for about 10 hours off stream, so. This over here, I'm not too sure about what I was doing here. I mean, I've got a lot of iron being pumped into here. Only, I think I was trying to make it so a quarter of my iron went here for crafting. But I wound up needing way more gears than I expected, so I really probably should not have this split off. Which is why I put this splitter here, to try to split some more of the iron back in. But I just use so many gears, it's kind of ridiculous. Again, the stone bricks are not being automated into stone furnaces or railways, which is a mistake. I don't remember why I was making ammo. I'm on peaceful. I think because my petroleum usually winds up being near nests. Basic automation of red belts. As you can tell, I actually was planning the gears to be on the bus. This is the, this was my initial setup for automating green circuits. And I kind of like it. It's more spaghetti than the one I just showed. Alright, so I need way more iron than I assume, or just, well, gears, so iron. So yes, I need way more than I assume. But yeah, this setup is a little bit too spaghetti for my taste. And it's a little too compact, so, I can't speak English, there we go. It's a little bit too compact because I wound up needing to make the wires and feed them, as opposed to just directly putting them in. Yeah, that's what I thought, that even the best belts would not be fast enough for the gears, so... Like, my fast belts aren't really keeping up, except for over here because there's a backlog, but... That's what I got for this one, and then this is my most recent one, where I just basically upgraded everything to steel furnaces. This one's a little better, of course the standard 2040 setup there. This one is a little bit more... There's not really a bus on this one, but... I was messing around with the mechanics for splitters a little bit more. Keep in mind, this was all just me experimenting. I didn't use anyone else's blueprints for this. This I like. And then... This is just some basic crafting that really should have been automated a little bit more. Basic steel column. And this one's actually being automated to make drums and steel furnaces. I'm also making... I was making engines. I guess I stopped. No, I'm still making them. There we go. I mean, I probably should actually feed this into a bus again and into an actual assembling area. Got furnaces, I got landfills, lots of copper that has nowhere to go because it's backed up all to hell. Here, obviously the red and green science. Tell I make the inserters and the belts here, and all the circuits get made over here. So I just, you know, pull... I make gears here, and they kind of get distributed elsewhere, mostly here. And I make gears here and here. These gears are for the red splitters, because they need just a fucking stupid amount of them. As you can tell, I'm kind of backlogging the electronics at the moment. Anyway, these get sent into the science array. These, however, don't. They get sent down here for red belts. But the Yeah, as you can tell, the gears for the red belts are kind of trickling in. These are the extras from the science that are actually getting sent down over into the splitters. And I've left a space here for the filter inserters to get turned into stack filter inserters. I left a space here for these red belts to eventually get turned into blue belts. I did not leave a space here, but, you know, let me use 40 gears to make a single red underground, which is goddamn stupid. Oh, I've got red undergrounds here. I did not know that. Okay, I've got a lot of them. So this is where the stack inserters will eventually get made. Once I figure out everything. As you can tell, my nearest deposit of petroleum is all the way over here. So it's a bit of a hike. But yeah, this spaghetti base turned out pretty well. The only problem is steel is kind of going to be a bottleneck for me because I don't have any way to automate it with the rest of the stuff on my line. So that's why in this one, I want to do a bus, which is why I started a whole new file. So this is what I have thus far. I think I just have 12 miners for now there, 6 miners for now there, and I think 8 for coal, which should be enough for a while. Some basic hand-fed automation here, belts, circuits, science. Speaking of circuits. Very slow, obviously. Don't need these anymore. Might as well let those continue. So there's still some spaghetti portions of this, but not too many. Let me go to my dump chest over here. This is where all the things I no longer want go. I'll keep the furnaces on me, because I'm going to need them for my smelting arrays down there. The smelting arrays I pretty much knew except for this system. This system I had to look up. They filter in, they get sent on opposite belts. Coal comes in, gets filtered in, and then gets put on the splitter onto those 2 opposite belts. And I'm planning 3 arrays for copper, 6 for iron, and 2 for steel. So I'm gonna need so much fucking stuff, it's ridiculous. And then down here, fast inserters are done. Get started on needing green science. So, if I remember, inserters are just gears. Oh, they do need circuits. Well, shit. Alright, so, I have a lot of belts on me. So, wrong way. Alright, so these will eventually all go into one lane, like so. Say like this. Then the iron will... This is a bit of a problem because at the end there's going to be 6 lanes of iron. So probably should move the copper down, honestly. So yeah, let me start this with the coal, not the coal, the iron. Sure, you can send it on Discord. I'll get to it when I have a moment. Let me just pick these up.